Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from Programming Knowledge, and in this video guys, we're gonna talk about loops in C programming. So sometimes it is necessary for the program to execute the statement several times. And C loops execute a block of commands in a specified number of times until a condition is met. So in this video tutorial, you will learn about all the looping statements of C programming and along with their use. So as you can see, computer is the most suitable machine to perform repetitive tasks, and it can tirelessly do a task tens of thousands of times. Okay, and basically like every programming language has this particular feature to instruct to do such repetitive tasks with the help of certain form of statements. So that's why we have this loops. And then of course guys, in C, the C programming language supports like three types of loops. So we're going to discuss first while loops. Okay, so we have while loops, we have do while, and of course we also have the for loops. Okay, so we're going to dissect each type of loop so that we could better understand how it works and how we can use these loops in a certain situation. So basically guys, when we say loop, I'm just going to show you a simple flow chart. So we have here a simple flow chart that describes the nature of loop or loops in general. So we have like start, and then we can declare a counter or a variable counter, and then our program will try to evaluate the condition, and then if the condition is returns true, it could execute statements and then increment the counter, and then again evaluate the condition if the, like for example, the increment counter is equal or greater than something, and then execute statements, increment counter, and then evaluate condition, and lastly if the condition is met, then it will stop the execution of that particular loop. So basically guys, a loop is just doing or executing repetitive statements inside our C program. So there are like control statements, we have statements that we can use. So we have break, we can have like continue, and then of course we have the go to statement that we have discussed previously in our video tutorial series. Okay, so as I've said, we will discuss first the while loops in C programming. Okay, so C while loops statement allows to repeatedly run the same block of code until a condition is met. And of course, while loop is the most basic loop in C programming. And while loop has one condition, and it contains or it executes as long as the condition is true, and then the condition of the loop is tested before the body of the loop is executed. So the syntax for our while loop is like this. So we have the keyword while, and then a condition, so like a test expression, and then if this condition is like true, then it will try to execute the statements inside this particular while loop. Okay, now we can have a very simple application for this. So for example, we will try to implement this. Okay, so we can declare like a variable, so int n equals 1, and then times equals 5, and then of course we can declare the while loop for our program like this, and then open and close parentheses, and then we can say n is less than or equal to times. Okay, so we have to add the curly braces for that, and then inside these curly braces, these are the statements that will be executed if this particular condition is true. Okay, so it will try to print like C while loops, and then we can add the percent or percent %d, which is the format specifier for our int variable, and then we can display the n. Okay, and then of course we can increment the value of n by using the increment that we have discussed before, which is n plus plus. So basically this is just, you know, basically saying n equals n plus 1. Okay, I think we have already discussed that, the n plus plus increment, in our previous videos. Okay, now we have set the value n equals to 1. Okay, and then we have set the number of times the loop should be executed, so that's basically 5. There should be 5 execution, and then we added the while statement and then check the condition. If n is less than or equal to times, then execute these statements right here. So we can try to check this, build and run our application, and try to see the output of our program. And I'm going to, slowly explain to you what happens in this particular program. So you can see the output right here: C while loops 1, C while loops 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. And after 5, it no longer executed because it, ended the loop. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you how we got this output. So first thing, as I've said, we declare n equals to 1. So in this condition, 1 is less than or equal to 5, which is the value of times. So basically, and of course it is true that 1 is less than or equal to 5. So that's why it executed this particular statement, C while loops, and then it displays the value 1 right here. Okay? And then it incremented the value n. So now the n becomes 2. Okay? And then it will go here in our condition once again. So 2 is less than or equal to 5. So that's true because obviously 2 is less than or equal to 5. So that's it executes this statement right here, C while loops, and then the value of our n, which is 2. Again, it incremented the n variable, so the n now becomes 3. So after that one, we will go back here in the condition is 3 equals, or I mean less than or equal to 5. So that's true because 3 is equal to, or I mean less than to 5. So that's why it printed the output right here, C while loops, and then the value of our n equals to 3. And now, after that, it incremented another time the n, and the n becomes 4 now, and it go back to the condition is 4 less than 5. So basically 4 is less than 5, obviously. So that's why it printed out the C while loops and then 4, the value of our n. And again, incremented, added 1 to the n variable, and then the n now becomes 5, and then go back here in the condition is 5 less than or equal to 5. So it returned true again because 5 is equal to 5. So it printed out C while loops and then the value of our n, which is 5. Now, it incremented another time the n, variable, and now the n variable becomes 6, and it will go directly here in our condition. Is 6 less than or equal to 5? So it returns false because 6 is not less than or not even equal to 5. That's why it ended the loop and it never executed the this particular statements right here once again, because 6 is not less than or equal to 5, which is the value of our times variable. So I think that's all there is to it, guys, for this tutorial, and I hope it is clear. And like, if you have questions regarding this, please let me know in the comment section below. And in the next video, guys, we're going to discuss the another version of loop, which is the do while loops. So again, guys, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.